Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a tutorial for these glitter earrings. I love them, they're so awesome, and I'm going to show you guys all how to make them. So to get started, you're going to need some materials. The first thing you're going to need are some jump rings, and I got these from Michaels in a big pack. You can also going to need some ear hooks. Again, you can get those at Michael's or your local craft store. I have some discs here. You can get them from Amazon or from Michael's over where the popsicle sticks and those things are. You're also going to need some Mod Podge. I'm using the matte kind today. You're also going to need something to punch a hole in your discs. I got that from Hobby Lobby. You're going to need a sponge brush, a bowl, some jewelry making tools. If you want to use them, you can also use your hands, or you can, and then also some Reynolds wrap parchment paper, and that's just going to be to cover your table. You also need a bottle of water and some glitter. I'm using rose gold today. So to get started, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your parchment paper and just cover your table. Glitter is super messy, the glue is messy, so you just want to kind of protect your surfaces. I like to scrunch my parchment paper up, that way it doesn't roll up on me. If you want, you can also tape it to your table to keep it down, but this is the quickest and easiest way to do it. And now in my bowl, I'm going to grab my Mod Podge and I'm going to just put a little bit of it in there. You don't need a lot unless you're going to be doing a lot of earrings. I'm only doing a few earrings, 2 pairs of earrings this time, so I don't need a ton. And then always wipe off your Mod Podge container so that the cap doesn't get glued back on. And then you're going to start pouring in a little bit of water, and you just want the water to be there enough to just sort of thin the Mod Podge out so it's not thick, and it'll help kind of even out the coat so you don't get streaks. And it'll also just help it dry a little bit quicker because when it's too thick, it can take a while to dry, and it's just a little bit easier to work with. And you want to make sure that it's not too thin to where it's watery, but you want it to still look like glue, but just be a little bit thin. So then next, you need to pretty much just paint your discs with the Mod Podge. The yellowish discs I got from Amazon, and the more whiter ones I got from Michael's. They're fairly cheap, but the quality on the ones from Amazon are a bit better. I'll leave a link to everything I'm using in the description box below. But once you get all the glue put on, you're just gonna start throwing on your glitter all over. And I love these earrings because they just, the leather ones that I've seen a lot of people use are so, thin, and they just seem cheap to me, but these are like really, really good quality glitter earrings, and they're cheap and you can do them yourself. So once you get it all done, or you're going to go back and just kind of fill in that little corner over on the side, and then always remember to tap away the excess as much as you can. It's kind of difficult to hold it and tap at the same time, but however you want to get yours on, just try to take your time when you do it and make sure you get all the way around, because if you don't get all the way around, then you're going to have to do a second coat and it just makes the whole process take a lot longer. So take your time, make sure that you don't have any streaks and it's as even as possible on your disc, so that you don't get a weird sort of buildup of glitter in one area, because how it looks when it's wet is how it's going to look when it's dry. So we're just going to cover all the discs with the glitter and the glue, making sure to tap off all the excess. And then once we're done, we're going to leave them on the mat, and they're going to dry for probably about 15 minutes, and it should be dry enough to flip over and do the other side. So yeah. Okay, so now we're back and my discs are dry. It took about 15 minutes, So now I'm just going to do the other side, and I'm checking just to see if there's any spacing, and I'll show you right here. There's just a little bit of space where the glue didn't quite get all the way around the sides, so I'm going to just make sure to tap the glue right on that part and then continue painting the top of the bottom of the disc with the glue, making sure to get it all over and get it even. I did make this Mod Podge a little bit too thin with the water, but it'll still do what I need it to do, but I would have actually preferred a little bit of a thicker consistency. It's a little too runny, but it'll still get the job done. And so again, you're just going to put your glitter all the way around it. The side is a bit easier because you're not trying to hold the tip of it, and if you get the sides properly, then you won't have to go back over and get the sides later. So again, just take your time and make sure you get the glue all the way around and in all the nooks and crannies, and then you can just continue on with your second disc. And once they're all dry, again, it took another 15 minutes, and then it was dry enough to start covering the top, and you're just going to layer some Mod Podge on top of all of that glitter, and this is going to hold all the glitter in place and make sure that as you are wearing it, you're not rubbing the glitter off, and it's just going to glue it all in so you don't have to worry about that. And it's also just going to make a nice solid surface. You can use any kind of Mod Podge for this, you guys. It doesn't have to be the matte. You can use I think there's a glossy, and then there's like a dishwasher safe kind. There's all different kinds of Mod Podge. And for this project, it really doesn't matter which one you use. It's just a preference. I prefer matte for general projects and then glossy for other projects. So for this one, I'm using matte, but whatever you want or whatever you have in your arsenal will work just fine for this. And so you're just going to let that dry, and it's probably going to take about an hour to dry, so just let it dry properly, and then you're going to flip it on the other side and continue to paint it all with Mod Podge and then let it dry. And then once you've done all that and it's dry, you're ready to punch your hole. I got this hole punch from Hobby Lobby. It was, I believe, $11.99 or $12.99, but it works for this thin wood that I'm using here. So I know there's a lot of other hole punching things out there, but this is the one that I found that's the most cost effective. So now that we've got our holes, we're going to start adding in our jump rings, and you are going to need 2 jump rings to get it to fall in the position that you want it to be in. So that's the finished earring there, and I'm just going to show you how to put the jump rings on with the second one. So you're first going to just open up your jump ring, and I like to use tools. You can use your hands, but it gets a little tedious because they're so small. And then you're going to hook the jump ring straight through the hole to the other side, and then you will use either your fingers or you can use some tools to close the jump ring. And so the tools obviously just make it a little bit easier to close it up. And then once that one's closed, you're just going to hook your second jump ring onto that the same way, and then just before you close it, you're going to add on your earring hook to the second jump ring. And once you've got that all hooked on, you will have a finished earring. Alright you guys, so that is it for this tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed these simple glitter earrings. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also click that red button, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.